We're back now with the 3-year-olds. I've told everybody, for us to retain these 3-year-olds in a 4-year-old season, there has to be a story. The horse has to be good enough where, yes, there won't be a problem with transition, likely. And if there's not, then there's going to be a horse that we put up for sale, probably. You guys have seen a lot of them. So we're going to go through them right now and have a little talk about them. Adrenaline Rush, we're keeping him for obvious reasons. He got injured. We had to put a screw in his cannon bone behind. He's fine now. We're just going to x-ray him and then get a proper prognosis moving into the latter part of 2021 into the beginning of 2022. First Glance has been racing great all season long. Had a number of people continue to ask, why does he have to go? Why does he have to go? Because First Glance is a nice horse, but as a 4-year-old, he's not going to be a big track horse. He's going to bounce around the B tracks. He's going to do okay. And when I look at what he is worth now as to what he will be worth next year, best case scenario is still a sell. Worst case scenario is what we've encountered in the past. I've told everybody I am not going to repeat what we've done in the past. If you've been a part of one of those horses, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, I hope you never are. Because those are horses that we said, they're 3, they're okay, we'll turn them out, bring them back and see how they are. Exact same as they were when they were 3. Struggling in the class they're going to end up getting up into. And although First Glance was second in the non-winners of 50, the non-winners of 50 is not going to be soft forever. And it is right now, but it's not going to be forever. And then when you get out of that non-winners of 50, you get 25% on your earnings as a 4-year-old. You start looking at that saying, okay, now where do we go? Preferred 3, preferred 2. He can't be Brave World. He's a preferred 2 pacer. So you end up with this murky kind of gray area where all these horses kind of hang out, right? And there's not a lot of money to go around in those classes. And although the stable.ca is not about generally making money per se, it should never be about generally only losing money. So First Glance, that is why he's moving on. And that is that. One more start for him next week, and then he'll be headed this week for you watching this video, hopefully. And then he'll be headed to Harrisburg. Glare AM, Indigo Monday. Coughed once today. We're going to take her blood and scope her maybe on Monday. Last thing we want to do is derail that train. She's been full speed ahead until she broke her hobbles the other day. I mean, somebody might say, well, she made a break and broke her hobbles. Yes, she's made breaks in the past, but not at Mohawk. And I just don't see her making a break in that position where she was, unpushed, unstressed, and then just roll off stride. I don't see it. I think she did make a break, and then at that point, broke the hobbles and rolled off stride. I'm a Lovely Lady is on gate right now. I'm a little surprised. We sold Tanzanite Tricks, sold Perfect Record. I'm a little surprised not a lot of people jumped up. And then again, I'm a Lovely Lady's race the other day was quite ordinary. If she comes out with a better performance this week, then I suspect we'll have more people very interested in her. Italian Grit was sold. He's not ours anymore. This is an old list too. Italian Grit sold. Jazzy Judy is now in Delaware with Jim King. There's a better chance she's not going to Harrisburg now. Can't sell her off that line. She tied up, but not bad. For her, quite low. It's still 3,000 or 4,000 high, but for her, not. She was really high last year. A little stiff right now. Jimmy will get her kinks wrinkles worked out of her, and then hopefully race her. She fits a maiden right now in Delaware, and then she'll be racing in that stake series towards the end of the year. Mama Knows Best will be heading to Harrisburg for obvious reasons. My Jazz is not heading there for obvious reasons also. She's had a pitiful year, but is starting to put it all together. Her qualifier was good, I'm told. I'm driving her in race 2 on Wednesday. Now, I'm not driving Tanzanite Tricks. The deal with Tanzanite Tricks was simple. We sold her. We're splitting the money with the new owner, and they will take over the horse after the race. But she's in race 12. If I drive her in race 12, I can't go home to Ontario and be home for Thursday morning. Amy and James fly out Thursday morning. So I opted not to drive Tanzanite Tricks. Hunter Myers will drive Tanzanite Tricks. He was second in 55, but already knows her, so there shouldn't be any issues with Hunter driving Tanzanite Tricks in Northfield on Wednesday. No Free Lunch is coming back good. Looks really good. Northern Blizzard will qualify on Wednesday. The timing is perfect for me to get back and go with him. Perfect Record was sold last week. There's a horse I believe has talent. For the people out there that bought that horse, I think you have a nice horse. I think you made a good purchase. We just couldn't continue to turn a blind eye to the breaks and the inconsistencies that followed Perfect Record around. So we didn't keep Perfect Record. So he's gone. Rose Run Why Not race good. 2 weeks ago looked awesome for James. The other day, Do I wish I'd have driven her different? Yeah, but she tried at 56, come half at 59, come a quarter in 29, looked good doing it. And you know what? Got beat fair and square, but it was a big mile for that filly. And quite frankly, she's coming forward. She is a filly also we have on gate for the very reasons that Tanzanite Tricks and the other fillies were on gate. She's going to find it tough. The numbers are 3, numbers are 4 in Ontario. Might be a better fit for someone else. So when Sue is in to go on Wednesday in the Meadows, I'm curious to see how this is going to go. She did school very well the other day, so I'm interested to see how Sue is going to take to the Meadows. I'm sure she's been there lots of times before. Tanzanite Tricks, as I said, was sold. Her last start with us will be on Wednesday. Tipsy and Dixie also races Tuesday. We'll have one more start with her next week, and then she'll be off to the Harrisburg sale. Walk on the Moon will not. I've opted to keep him out of the Harrisburg sale. He snuck up on me. It's not that I didn't respect the horse. I just didn't think he would impress me as much as he did the other day. A very good mile from that horse. Very impressed with Walk on the Moon. He's got a lot of growing to do, and I believe, for the very reasons I decided to put him in the sale, will be the exact same reasons, a little different, that I keep him out. I did not think that there was a ton of maturity to go. I did not think that there was a lot more to Walk on the Moon than we had seen already. I changed my mind after I drove him. I believe that there is a lot more to this colt, and he has a lot more to offer, and that will only be compounded by age, turning him out, letting him come back as a 4-year-old. I think we got ourselves a good horse here, and although many of you have been saying that for a while, it's easy to say it. It's another thing to see it when you're sitting behind him, and I saw it the other day. Very impressed with him. And Won My Heart Hanover. Again, very, very close. It's a filly that does have room to race. Unfortunately, the sale is coming up, and we have to take a look. She's going to bring 32, 35, maybe 40,000, and that's what she's worth. I'm not going to sell her for 22, 25, I can tell you that. Sebastian K. or otherwise, very nice filly with lots of upside. I think as a seller, we should get paid. And I think this Tuesday's line will go a long way to doing that. She'll race this Tuesday, she'll race next Tuesday, and then head to Harrisburg shortly after that. So that is what's on the docket for Won My Heart Hanover. I'll be back in just a minute. We still get the aged horses, then we get all the barns. Back in just a second.